Hello again, this is Saving to Live. My name is Shay. In today's Ally Invest video, I'm going to walk you through a covered call. Now, once you log into your Ally Invest portfolio, whichever one you choose that have the stock you actually want to do the covered call on, you have three ways of doing a covered call or any type of option in Ally. So the first way is once you actually come to your portfolio, you want to go to dashboard. When you go to dashboard, as you see here, you can put in any ticker for the research and it will automatically pull up the option chain for you to do your option trading right here. This is the most simplistic way and the easiest way without doing any extra clicking for you to execute an option contract. The second way is for you to put the ticker in over here on research and then go to view full research. This will give you the actual ticker for that company, all information you would do for a typical trade, and then you will click on option chain. So this is where you will have the option chains and the option strategy workbench that will populate per whichever one you choose to do. Now, the one that I am going to show you today is a much more in-depth option chain for people who really want to see the probability, the graph, and so forth. You're going to come up here to research and click on the word options. And then this will actually give you a more in-depth view to make sure you're making the best choice with this actual option chain. So selling, aka writing a cover call, means you're selling someone the right to purchase a stock that you own at a specific price within a specific time frame. One option contract represents 100 shares, so you must own 100 shares for every call contract you plan to sell. The best part is once you sell, aka write the call, you're pocketing that premium immediately. This is free money for you to do with as you please or leave it into your account to buy more stock. I typically leave this premium inside of my account, and you'll see why as I go further on about covered calls. But because we already own the stock means we're covered if the stock price rises past the strike price and the call option are assigned, which means given to the other person. You'll simply deliver stock you already own, reaping the additional benefit of the price increase of the stock only at the stock strike price. Anything above the strike price, we do not receive any type of benefit from. So, how do we do this? All right. So, first thing you're going to want to do is you want to choose the stock that you're okay with having it called away from you. You don't want to choose a stock that you really love and you really are all emotional about. Don't even do it to yourself. Choose a stock that you're okay with parting ways with. And then you want to go right ahead and pick your expiration date, which is over here. So what I have read a lot is that many people say 30 to 45 days is a good starting point, but it's really essentially your choice. You want to look for a date that provides the best premium for selling, which is the money you pocket immediately. But I've read that some investors think about the 2% rule, which is 2% of the stock value is an acceptable premium to look for. But always remember with options, time is money. The further you go out in time as far as the date, the more an option will be worth. On the other hand, the further you go into the future, the harder it is to predict what might happen overall with this stock. And crazy high premium prices, which I have seen, seem like the best choice. You want to just hop on it and pocket that big old premium. But that could be a trap. So do your research to see what's happening with this stock to make it have such a high premium out in the future. Because if it looks too good, it's a trap most times. So you want to pick the actual stock price. I'm going to just do 35 days just for the sake of this demonstration. And everything has pretty much revolved around the April 1st. And you can see the dates here. April 1st, and that's why I have all the calls, which is what we're going to do on this side, and the puts are on this side. We're only focusing on the calls. So you want to pick a strike price at which you'll be comfortable selling the stock out of the money. Now you will hear out of the money, in the money, at the money. So we're focusing on out of the money for a covered call, which this means the stock price is below the strike price. So right now it shows that Fisker is at $21.73, which is pretty much essentially here because it's not at $22 yet. So this is where Fisker is falling with their price. You want to pick something that's way higher than the strike price. This makes this out of the money. On the flip side, for a put is down here. So that's how you pretty much know they're opposite of each other. So I'm going to choose, for demonstration purposes, $24. I'm going to do a sell. And you automatically see is down here. It goes right into Fisker, April 1st, 2021, $24 call, short call with my bid, mid, and ask. Now, you don't have to click over here. You can essentially just come right here where it says bid and click on 235, which is the same thing, but it's getting you over to the quick trade much more faster. But I'm going to go back and do it this way just to, give you everything you need to see. Now, once you have all that populated here, you have your delta, gamma, vega, and theta. If you don't know what that is, I'll have a video on that. It pretty much helps you understand what to look out for and what's a good option trade. Then you go down to the probability calculator. Now, right now, I'm doing this trade outside of market hours, so things may not be working as it would during the regular market hours. So this, which you will come down here, it's the calculator that helps you see what's your probability of, good or bad. You want to pick your target date, which is going to be April 1st. And then it pretty much goes with, you choosing the volatility and historical values go through April 1st. And it pretty much gives you information on your calculated probability of getting this contract, where it should be at. Then you have your estimated probabilities that will again populate during regular market hours. Right now, everything's at 0. Now, the best part about it as well is you get that profit loss calculator. And once again, it already has everything populated inside. Go to April 1st. And then it shows you, I'm thinking this is accurate even though we're not in market hours, but pretty much when you put in the information down below, it will give you what you need to be seeing with your profit and loss. So this is why I wanted to show you this one, because it gives you more information per the profit and loss graph, the profit probability calculator, and versus just having the option chain in those other two areas. This gives you a lot more information to see if it's going to be a good way or a bad way for you. Once you have all that done, you will come down here to trade, and then it will populate over here at the quick trade pull down screen. Now, then everything is already populated for you. You're doing a sell to open. And this is where I wanted to talk about when you do a covered call, remember you're taking advantage of time decay on the option you sold. Every day the stock doesn't move, the call you sold will decline in value, which is benefit to you as the seller. As long as the stock price doesn't reach the strike price, your stock won't get called away. You do this however many times you'd like, but remember that each ending may not be in your favor. Now, there are 3 outcomes that can happen when you are doing a covered call. So the first one is the stock price goes down. You can do a happy dance because this is all good for you. If the stock price is down at the time the option expires, the good news is the call will expire worthless and you'll keep the entire premium received for selling it. Of course, your stock price is lower than before, but the profit from the sale of the call can help offset the loss on the stock somewhat. And most times stocks do go down, but if you have a really good stock, it will more likely go back up as time goes on. If the stock goes down prior to the expiration date of the call, don't get emotional. You will lose every time when you become emotional. You're not locked into your position. The call option you sold will go down in value as well. That's a good thing because it will be possible to buy the call back, aka close your position for less money than you receive to sell it. Remember, the premium you receive, that's where you can use the funds for this, especially if you're running low on funds. So this is why I stopped before going forward with this quick trade. So right now we have a limit order going through, and I'm just going to put 260 as the price I wanted to pay. Now, if this contract was to go down, I paid 260 right now, right? And I just maybe I want to get out of it. So I'm doing a sell to open. When you want to get out of an option contract, you do the complete opposite of what you did. So if I do a sell to open, I want to do a buy to close to get this away. I no longer want to do this no more. So you will do sell to open to buy to close, and you will do, buy to open, sell to close. Whatever you're doing as far as your option, the open and close is what you want to look for towards the ending. And then say it went down, so now it's saying, okay, I could actually sell to, I can actually buy to close this for $1.10. So if you subtract 260 from $1.10, that's how much of a difference you will get once you utilize the actual premium you receive from this initial contract to close out this entire option and still have some money left over. Now, I've had times where I've actually done a covered call and wanted to back out of it, realizing I didn't even have enough funds to get out of the covered call because I already spent my premium. New person, okay, you got to have money because you do not always want to go to expiration date. You want to get out sometimes. So that's just a little bit of advice. If you are going to be doing an option contract, make sure you have funds available in case you want to get out of your option contract. They say you shouldn't even go to expiration all the time. Everyone has their own opinion. I typically don't even go to expiration because throughout the contract, I see a value with me getting out of it sooner and reaping a benefit. So just make sure you remember that. The second option, the second option is going to be the stock price never does much movement and never reach your strike price. So throughout the time frame between now and April 1st, the stock just, dangled around the same amount of money. It never went up and never really went down. It just stayed around 21.50 to $22 all the way to April. So best thing about that is you get to keep the premium for selling it, get back your stock, and hopefully it went up more, but still it remained low of your strike price. So you was able to reap that little bit of gain your stock did when it returns to you. Now, the third option is the stock rises higher than your strike price. So the stock went from 173, let's say to $26. That's definitely going to be called away. So say bye-bye to your stock because they're now going to be gone. On the bright side, you made some money on the sale. You received the premium at the beginning, and you can buy another stock you've possibly been eyeing, or you can use this money to help you with going into savings. So you have many different options. I mean, you already knew this was a possibility, but when this transpires, say bye-bye to your stock. So going back to our actual trade, once you do everything, you do have the option of doing a limit or just do it a market, which will basically make it go straight through. I like to stick to doing limits with Allie, and I like to do the mid or the low for most option contracts, depending upon how the market is played out. And I've had a lot of my lower limits actually accepted. So I was like shocked for that, but I typically do mid or low. And then you would just do preview order. So when you do that, it will bring you here and it will say estimated sale proceeds, 235, commission 50 cents, fee 6 cents, and your total amount you will see in your Ally account will be 234.44. Ally does charge a 50 cent per contract for options. So if I was to do 5 of these, you'll be 50 cents times 5 as a commission fee, so on and so forth. And because again, I'm doing this after hours, you see this little banner here that all orders placed during off market hours will be processed the next business morning. So this is my overview of alley covered calls. Hope it answered any questions for newbies or people who've already been doing it on a consistent basis. Any questions? Leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good one.